Good evening, everyone. This is Rooftop Sports, and here I am for some Sonics basketball, where it is going to be the Seattle SuperSonics against the San Antonio Spurs. I wonder if David Robinson is back in action. I heavily doubt it, but we will see. And now, before we go, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification. And now it's time to go back to 1999. And also, if you would like to keep up more of my Sonics content, including articles about each of these games, join my Patreon page for just $5 a month. And now, time to go back to 99. All right, here we are. It's time to get it going. It's going to be the Sonics at San Antonio. Got Jamie Watson, Ruben Patterson, Rashard Lewis. Man, where is Tim Duncan? That is the million-dollar question that I do have. Where is Tim Duncan? How is he not around? Like, did they trade him or is he just injured badly? I don't know. And now, last time the Sonics were here, Shammond Williams hit that huge game winner. And Lewis for three. Nope. Mario Ellie with the rebound. And now here is Sean Elliott with the dunk. And San Antonio gets on the board. It's Jamie Watson. He has just been raking it on the assists. And here's Rashard Lewis. Going to try to be more aggressive. He is fouled. And he will go to the line. And he makes that free throw. And will he do it again? And he does it again. And a steal by Watson. Good heads-up defense. And he will take it to the house for the dunk. And Sonics now lead it 4-2. I'm seriously wondering what happened to Tim Duncan. Why is he not even playing? That's what I want to know. He's not even on the bench. Mario Ellie being guarded by Ruben Patterson. Got Avery Johnson on the point guard. And here's Johnson. And he is fouled. I think he will go. No, not to the line. And here's Robinson. And he gets the dunk. Jerome James just could not handle him, scoring 19 points a game. Here's Dennis Rodman to Jerome James. And they lose the ball. And they just turn the ball over. This could be a nightmare for Seattle tonight. Could be a long night. And it's a steal. And Patterson's trying to throw all the way. And Lewis for three. That was a very wild pass. The Sonics were able to get it in anyway. Here's Watson dribbling Johnson. And here's Rashard Lewis. Watson goes for three. And nearly rebounded by Jerome James, but it goes to David Robinson. Now here's Sean Elliott. And a dunk by Billy Owens and the foul. Billy Owens, the former Seattle Supersonic, who the Sonics traded away for Brandon Williams. And then the Sonics also traded him away. I think it was for some first-round picks. Now here's Jamie Watson. Ruben Patterson for three. And Rodman with the rebound. And he's able to get that in. He's had a lot of putbacks this season. And a foul. Now here's Johnson to Sean Elliott. Now here is Sean Elliott, and that's a rebound. Now here's Rashard Lewis, and that is a lay-in. And James with the rebound. Now here is to Rashard Lewis. No, he misses it. Sonics, they're up by 4, but they're off to not exactly a good quality start. Here's Billy Owens for 3. Why would he take that shot? Makes absolutely no sense. Now here's Jamie Watson. What a move by Watson as he gets that in there. Sonics are now on a 13-5 run. And again, last time the Sonics played here in San Antonio, Shammond Williams made that insane buzzer beater to beat San Antonio, and that's where he became known. And David Robinson with the putback. But yeah, Watson has really good athleticism. He's 26 years old, so I don't know if he's necessarily in his prime right now, but here's Lewis for 3. And timeout's been called by San Antonio. Now here's Avery Johnson blocked by Jerome James. Now here's Avery Johnson. And Lewis with the rebound. He is 3 of 5 with a rebound. Here's Ruben Patterson. Here's Rashard Lewis. Over to Watson. Goes for the jumper. And he should not be taking jump shots. He is not a jump shooter. Hello, Daniel. Here's Sean Elliott for 3. And he hits it from downtown. Ruben Patterson for 3. And he makes it. And here's Jerome James and the foul. And he will go to the line. And he makes the free throw. And Steve Kerr checks in. Here's Jackson for 3. He makes it. Here's Jamie Watson, and he makes it. Jerome Kersey. Here's Mitchell, and he's fouled. Oh, nice buzzer beater by San Antonio. And the foul. And a three-pointer by Lewis. Here's Rashard Lewis, and he makes it. Here's Lewis for three again. Rashard Lewis from downtown. He has 15 points. Maybe he can be on to something. Here's Steve Kerr going for the three and misses. All right, let's go. Get the subs. And a steal by Stevens. And proceeds to Shammond Williams. And fouled by Kerr. And that is missed free throw by Williams. And here's Antonio Daniels. And Kersey for three. And Steve Kerr with the rebound and blocked by Sean Resprit. And here comes Shammond Williams. And what are they doing now? And here's Resprit going for the jumper, and he misses. Shammond Williams had 12 points the other day against Portland. And the foul. And a three-pointer by Resprit. And not a three-pointer. It says two-pointer by Jerome Kersey. Oh, yeah. Christian, yeah, I actually believe Rams have that game in the bag. The only reason they struggle against Chicago is because of cold weather. There's Jelani McCoy. Oh, he makes it. Resprit for 3. And that is out of bounds. Spurs basketball. And here's Sean Elliott for 3. And rebound, Sean Resprit. Resprit for 3. And this is, again, the Sonics are absolutely struggling in this quarter. Here's Johnson, blocked by Greg Foster. And he goes up, and David Robinson makes it. Now here's Shammond Williams to Jelani McCoy. No, it's stolen. Now here's Elliott. And he doesn't make it. Or he does make it. Greg Foster's been starting to get a little bit more playing time. And he will make it. Nice pick and roll. And Stevens with the rebound. Goes for the 3. And Sonics, their shots are just not falling. And fouled. We got a basket. And now we got Shammond Williams. Oh, boy. And a steal by Johnson. Here's Ellie. And now here's David Robinson with the dunk. Greg Foster literally had no chance on David Robinson. Now here's Greg Foster. And he makes the post shot. Now here's Billy Owens. Misses the shot. Here's Jelani McCoy with the rebound. Now here's Joe Stevens. Nearly lost the ball. And now here's Williams going for the shot. And he makes it. Brings it to a 1-point game and a timeout called by San Antonio. Now Billy Owens. Now here's Elliott. Here's Ellie for a shot. And he makes it. Sonics are kind of just, they're not really pushing themselves that much. Now here's Jamie Watson. And he goes for the dunk. Maybe Rashard Lewis can pick up the slack. How many assists does Jamie Watson have? Watson has 3 assists. Now here's Johnson. And now Billy Owens makes the layup. Now Watson is coming again. And Rashard Lewis for 3. No, it's a rebound. And Johnson. And here's Owens, and he is rejected. And now here is Watson. Here's Rodman. Goes up against his former teammate David Robinson, and he misses. Now here's Avery Johnson. And he gets absolutely hammered by Rashard Lewis. And he is not going to go to the line. It's going to be King. I think that's Stacey King. Sean Elliott to David Robinson. And misses. And Rodman with the rebound. And here is Jamie Watson. What has he got? Now he's got nothing. And Lewis with a long 3. And James with the rebound. And Lewis does it again and misses again. And now here's Ruben Patterson. And Sean Elliott's able to get around them. Lewis with 15 points still. Now here's Jerome James. He gets the lay-in. Oh, and the foul, Jerome James. And a lay-in. And there's Jamie Watson. And stolen. No, Lewis with the rebound. And here's Rodman. He makes it. Dennis Rodman he can make some layups once in a while. Here's Johnson. And fouled. That's his third personal foul. I think they're going to have to sit him down. We'll put Tyronn Lue in. But yeah, Watson's getting up there in fouls. Quite a bit. Here's David Robinson. Avery Johnson. And Mitchell for three. And he makes it. Here's Jamie Watson. Lewis for three. And rebound. Here's Stacey King with the dunk. Oh, boy. And here's Rodman. And stolen by Jackson. And now here's Johnson. And he goes in all the way. Oh, my goodness. Here's Jamie Watson. Oh, nice floater by Jamie Watson. Watson now has 10 points. He has a good aggressive driving to the rim. He just can't shoot. His big weakness right now. Here's Robinson. I'm daring him to shoot the three. He goes for the jumper. Oh, my goodness. He makes the buzzer beater. And now we're going to go into the halftime. And let's see what the stats are for the Sonics. We got Rashard Lewis at 15 points. Jamie Watson with 10 points and 4 assists. Jerome James, 8 and 5. Definitely get him more touches. Rodman, not really much going on. Stevens has not even gotten a shot off, and Resprit is just absolutely atrocious. Not a good start for the Sonics. Not exactly. Especially when they're down by 9. I think they're going to start off with Shammond Williams to see if he can be the spark plug shooter. Now here's Avery Johnson. And that's going to be out of bounds. Here's David Robinson. And Rodman with the block. And now here is Rashard Lewis for 3. Rashard Lewis from downtown. He has now 18 points. Wonder if he's going to try to go for 40 points. And an almost steal by Williams. And he passes it to Lewis. And he gets the lay-in. Now he has 20 points. Rashard Lewis is trying to lead the way. It is now 58-54. San Antonio has yet to score in the half. Their defense is tightening up. Spark plug by Shammond Williams. Now here's David Robinson. He is guarding Jerome James. And the foul. David Robinson was able to get around Jerome James. And a rebound by James. And now here is Shammond Williams. What has he got? Lewis going for the mid-range jumper. He cannot make it. Now here's Mario Ellie. He makes it. Now here's Shammond Williams. Goes for the three. And he makes it. Shammond Williams from downtown. He's now 2 for 3. Here's David Robinson. And misses. Now here comes Shammond Williams. Over to Rodman, who made the buzzer beater. Williams for 3. And he makes it again. And now the Sonics are only down by 2. Oh my goodness. And timeout has been called. Here's Sean Elliott to Avery Johnson. Here is Robinson. Misses. Good defense by Jerome James. And here's Rashard Lewis. He's going to try to go all the way with the dunk. Now he has 22 points. Sonics are roaring with a 13-4 run. Here is Avery Johnson to David Robinson. Here's Billy Owens, blocked by Jerome James. And seconds are going down. Here's Johnson for 3, misses, and shot clock violation. Here's Jerome James. Oh, he knocked him down, but Billy Owens came into the rescue. Here's James. And makes the free throw. And he misses it. Here's Mario Ellie. And fouled by Shammond Williams. And here's Sean Elliott. And here's Owens. And James with the rebound. And Rashard Lewis is trying to get himself open. He is just absolutely being guarded. And here's Lewis. He floats it and misses. Not exactly good. But we're going to get Jamie Watson. Sean Elliott for 3. Here's Rodman. He's wide open with the dunk. Nice pass by Williams. He's been getting playing time, but his agent is still being a baby about it. And here's Dennis Rodman for David Robinson. Nice pass to Billy Owens. And he makes it. Now here's Rodman. Oh, he makes the layup. And James, another block. How many blocks does Jerome James have? And Mario Ellie makes it. Williams to Jerome James. And he gets the rebound. Now here's Avery Johnson. And blocked by Rashard Lewis. And then Rashard Lewis. Ah. Here's Billy Owens with the layup. Williams. And he misses it. And they do a foul because they want to bring their bench in. Here's Steve Kerr. Nice pass to David Robinson. What can the Sonics really do at this point? Resprit for three. He misses again. What are they going to do with him? And Jerome Kersey makes it. The Sonics are just being manhandled. Here's Jamie Watson trying to make it work. Nice little floater. It was arguably travel, but he draws the foul and he will go to the line. Watson with 10 points. And he makes the free throw. Here's Watson again. And misses. And now here is Jerome Kersey. And he is able to float that in there. Here's Jamie Watson again. And now here's Greg Foster, and he misses. Here's McCoy. Makes the lay-in. Here's Jamie Watson. Now here's Watson with the dunk. He makes it. Now it's 13 points. Jamie Watson knows for his defense. Near Steve Kerr. Pass to King. And misses. McCoy with the rebound. Here is Joe Stevens. Here's Watson. Here's Greg Foster. Foster for three. Why did he even try that? Because he made one three-pointer in the 97 NBA Finals against the Chicago Bulls. Now here is Stacey King to Billy Owens. And Jamie Watson, is he going to try to bring it in? Oh, nice moves by Jamie Watson. He has now 15 points. Watson has the clear athleticism, but he is 26 years old, so it's unclear where his future is going to hold with Seattle, especially on just a one-year contract. And Tyronn Lue with the foul. Like, there's a lot of question marks with this Sonics team. Like, they are just purely rebuilding, but there are some players that they definitely do want to keep for next season. Like, players that I think have a case is Dennis Rodman is one of them. Definitely Jerome James. Now here's Joe Stevens. Nice pass. And misses. And it's going to be Sonics basketball. How are they going to get this off? Get it to Watson. And I don't think that's going to count. Now they're going to bring out their starters. Here's Jamie Watson. Patterson for 3. He misses. It's unclear where Patterson's role is going to be as well. Here's Mitchell. And Jerome James with the rebound. To Rodman. And here's Lewis for 3. Lewis misses it. Billy Owens with 15 points and 6 rebounds. Here's Johnson for 3. And David Robinson is able to do the putback slam. This game has been pretty forgettable for Seattle. Here's Rodman. He gets it. Dennis Rodman with 10 points. What does he have so far? Only 2 rebounds, but he's been 5 for 6. Jerome James 3 for 4, but he's just not getting enough touches. Maybe we should try to get him some touches too. As James does make the unique shots. Here's Billy Owens. Mitchell going for the jumper, and he makes it. Spurs have just been hitting. Here's Jamie Watson again to Jerome James. He's going to try to get around David Robinson and swatted by David Robinson with authority. And what is he going to do now? Jerome James again. He's going to try again. He's got nothing. And now the shot clock's going down. Here's Patterson for 3. No. And that's going to be a rebound. And here is Avery Johnson. And San Antonio ball. Now here's Jamie Watson. Over to Jerome James. Lewis for 3. And James with the rebound. He gets around and he makes it. He did the under whatever. He's just insane. I cannot explain it any better. And here's Avery Johnson to Billy Owens. Blocked by James. And blocked again. That is 5 blocks for Jerome James in this entire game. And here is Rashard Lewis. And he gets it in. Jerome James is just an absolute monster. But can he keep it up against David Robinson? Now there's Jackson for a shot. No. Yes, he makes it. And now it's going to be 87-78. Now here's Rashard Lewis for 3. And misses again. Here's Johnson. And now here's Rashard Lewis. And here's Jamie Watson. Makes the moves. A nice under thing move. He has now 17 points. He's an absolute beast. Now here is Avery Johnson. Here's Jerome James guarding David Robinson. He loses him. Jerome James had it. James is kind of flirting with a triple-double. Here's James. And he makes the lay-in. He's trying to keep the Sonics alive in this game. But they are getting a bit tired. And timeout has been called. Wonder what they're going to do with their centers. I think they're just going to keep them in. Resprit is not going to play, but they're going to have Joe Stevens in there. And maybe the clutch man, Shammond Williams. As he might have a chance to inch it closer. And now here is Billy Owens. Goes for the shot. And misses. And Lewis with the rebound. And now here is Watson. No! He throws it away. And here's Mario Ellie. And Johnson, he makes it. Avery Johnson's been 2 of 11. Here's Jerome James. He's going to try to go up against David Robinson. He hasn't been really doing that well in the post. Lewis for 3. Nice teamwork by Jerome James. Very unselfish teamwork. Lewis with 27 points in this game. leading the Sonics. And the Sonics are just trying to flee in survival mode. And good defense by Jerome James. Rebound, Rodman. And then, loses the ball. But here is Rashard Lewis for 3. He misses, but Jerome James with the rebound. And he misses again. No. And Avery Johnson has it up. Here's Mario Ellie. Here's Johnson again. And here's David Robinson. And rebound Patterson. James is really just playing his heart out. And I think he might have a chance on Billy Owens. He got it. And he's fouled. And it counts. And Jerome James will go to the line for a possible 3-point play. He's been carrying the Sonics in this quarter. And he makes that free throw. What a huge free throw. What a huge play by Jerome James. Now we're going to bring in Joe Stevens and Shammond Williams. And now blocked by Rashard Lewis. Sonics defense is coming alive. And now here's Joe Stevens for 3. And they tie the game. And I think that might be a timeout. No, they're not going to call timeouts. But San Antonio's in absolute deep trouble. Here's Mitchell for 3. Lewis with the rebound. Gets it to Jerome James. Here's Joe Stevens. And he gets the dunk. He slams it and timeout San Antonio. And they're still going to keep in Dennis Rodman and Jerome James. As exhausted as they are still going to play. Now here's Williams to Stevens. And now here's Ellie and Lewis with the rebound. What do we got here? And now here's Jerome James. He's trying to post up on just Avery freaking Johnson. And he goes in and he makes it. Jerome James with 18 points. He has 18 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 blocks. He is flirting with a triple-double. Now here's Johnson. What has he got? And Billy Owens going for the jumper, and he makes it. Now here's Jerome James. He's going to try to drive it in. He's fouled, and he makes it. And 1. And let's go to the line for a 3-point play. Oh, my goodness. Jerome James is just absolutely a freak. And now we've got Avery Johnson to Mario Ellie going for 3. And he misses. Can't really have the Sonics win 2 in a row, can you? Here's Stevens to Rodman. And he loses the ball. And now here is Sean Elliott. He gets the dunk, and now it's within a 3-point game. Here's Jerome James to Rashard Lewis. He's going to try to drive it. He is fouled, and he will go to the line. Can he make the free throw? No, he cannot. Can he do it this time? And this time he will. And now it's a 4-point game as timeout's been called by San Antonio. The Sonics are still going to keep their guys in, but Jerome James is a little bit fatigued. I wonder how much he has left in him. But he's been playing his absolute heart out. Now here's David Robinson, and he gets the layup. And now it's just a 2-point game. And now here is Rashard Lewis going for 3. And he makes it. And that just might be the dagger. He has now 31 points. And San Antonio is in absolute deep trouble. And here's Billy Owens, blocked by Jerome James, but that's going to be a goaltending. And what are they going to do here? Now here's Shammond Williams. Rodman goes for the fadeaway. What is he doing? Goes for, I don't even know what he's doing. But now San Antonio has the ball. And now here's Avery Johnson. What has he got? Goes for the drive and misses. What are they absolutely doing? And now here's Shammond Williams. He's going to try to shoot it from the logo. And misses. And Williams is going to try it again, and he is fouled. And he misses the free throw. Oh, my goodness. He's going to go for it again. And misses again. And timeout. And San Antonio has just burned their last timeout. It's like, I can't believe what's happening. Now here's Avery Johnson. Goes for the easy layup. And now Seattle can't really find anyone. And here's Stevens. He's going to throw it away. He was trying to throw it to Rodman. And now San Antonio now has a chance to win this game. And what are they going to do here? And now here is Avery Johnson. He is bringing it up. And he goes for the easy layup blocked by Lewis. And that's going to end the game. Rashard Lewis with the last-minute block. And that's going to do it as the Seattle SuperSonics come up with another victory on a 1-point victory. A comeback instigated by Shammond Williams and Rashard Lewis. And the player of the game will go to Rashard Lewis. I play 2K14 with these modded rosters. That was just an absolutely insane finish. Yeah, pretty much. Look at the stats. Lewis with 31 points, 10 rebounds. Jerome James, 21 points, 13 rebounds, 6 blocks. Jamie Watson, 17 points, 6 assists. Dennis Rodman, 10 points. Yeah, whatever. Williams didn't really score that much. Greg Foster made some shots. Ruben Patterson just did all the little things. McCoy, meh. Teron Lue played for a minute. Wow. It shouldn't have ended that way. San Antonio should have won that game, but it doesn't help that Tim Duncan is hurt. And yes, I was the one playing, if you were wondering. Mario Bennett didn't even play. All right, what do we got? David Robinson. Oh, you're going to tune in for a bit. Well, I'm about to take off real soon. But Bulldog, if I were you, if you want to get more out of this, I do have a lot of Sonics articles related to this season. It's just $5 a month on my Patreon page. So you can tune into all the articles. So I'm trying to make this whole Sonics season as realistic as I can possibly make it to be. So yeah, go ahead and it's just $5 a month. So you can get some content out of it, read all the articles of me following Sonics basketball. And link is in the description if you would like to get into it more. You can't afford Patreon, not even $5 a month? I hear you, buddy. You just usually see my shorts. Yeah, sounds about right. All right, let's see where the Sonic standings are. Power rankings. Sonics are now still 3 games ahead. The Bulls. They are still in track to be the second worst team in the NBA. That's good. What happens next in this? No one got injured. Now it's going to be Boston. And I am set to do, maybe I'll do the Boston game tomorrow, maybe on Friday. Not exactly sure. Just really depends. Now let's see where the stats are at. Rashard Lewis is now jumping to 13.4 points per game. Yeah, I'm having a rough season, man. But here's what happened. I traded here. I'll show you the transactions I use. I got to show you this. I got to show you exactly what happened with my Seattle SuperSonics. All right. Let's go to the trades. Here's how it all began. First, I traded Gary Payton, John Crotty away to the Los Angeles Lakers for Tyronn Lue, the 1999 first round pick, 2000 first round pick, and Ruben Patterson. For Vin Baker, it was Marty Colon, a first round pick, and another first round pick from 99 to 2000. And then Detlef Schrempf, Vladimir Stefania, and Olden Polynice for Dominique Wilkins, a 1999 first round pick, a 2000 first round pick, and Jonathan Kerner. And then Hersey Hawkins and James Cotton for a 99 and a second round pick of 99 for Shandon Anderson, another first round pick, 99, 2000 first round pick, and Greg Foster. Then I traded Dale Ellis for Randy Livingston. And then this one was a big one. Trading Shandon Anderson. No, I did not. This was 1998-1999 season. Ray Allen was on the Bucks. I traded Shandon Anderson for Jerome James. Then I went to, who was these guys? Billy Owens for Brandon Williams. I traded away Randy Livingston and got a random first round pick for 2000. And that was pretty much it. Oh, it gets better. Then I traded Brandon Williams away for a first round pick. And then I did this. I did pick swaps to trade away Dominique Wilkins to the Atlanta Hawks. I traded him back to Atlanta. Did I make any more trades? Oh, look at that. Drew Barry for a second round pick and whoever. Brian Evans, I got 2 first round picks out of Boston on that one. And then Thomas Hamilton for a second round pick. I just want to rebuild in the draft. You want to see who I'm going to be drafting in 99? Man. You got to see this, man. I'm rewriting history. I'm starting everything over, man. But here's the prospect board. They're expecting Rip Hamilton to be the number 1 pick, even though it was Elton Brand. Baron Davis, Elton Brand, Steve Francis. That's who I want. I want him as my point guard. Andre Miller. They say Baron Davis is the better guy, huh? I don't know. Lamar Odom, Manu Ginobili, Jason Terry, Sean Marion, Wally Zerbiak, Andre Kalalenko. Jamie Watson is my point guard. He used to play for Utah as like a small forward back in like 94, 95, and then 96, and then didn't really do anything after that. It was just a journeyman. He was a former slam dunk contestant of 95. We got Ron Artest. That's also who I want in the draft. Corey Maggette, James Posey, Kenny Thomas, William Avery, Tredon Langdon, Frederick Weiss, the guy who Vince Carter traumatized, Gordon Gurisek, Vonteagle Cummings, Glover, Jermaine Jones, Quincy Lewis. But the other one I really care about, who I want, I also want this guy. I want Chris Anderson on my team. I want him. That's who I want on my team for the Sonics. All right. Who else? Oh, let's look at the stats. Here's the stats here's Rashard Lewis. He's a rookie, 13 points a game. Jerome James, 11 points per game, almost 6 rebounds, 2.1 blocks. Joe Stevens with 10 points. Sean Respert starting to fall apart. Jamie Watson, 9 points, 7.4 assists. He wants to be the starting point guard of the future, but he's 26 years old. Shammond Williams, Ruben Patterson, and we got Dennis Rodman. Yes, I signed Dennis Rodman on this team just for fun. About 7.7 rebounds and 1.7 blocks. Tyronn Lue, meh. Jelani McCoy, meh. Mario Bennett, meh. Greg Foster, meh. Corlone Young, meh. Yep, Dennis Rodman. I signed him as a free agent as literally a joke. But I might keep him going into 2000. Anyways, I got to get out of here. Getting tired. I didn't even get to take a nap. I got to go to sleep. Yeah, so that's it. Next game will be against Boston. I'll let you know when. Oh, you'll see it. You'll see me live next time. Could be tomorrow. Could be Friday. Undecided at the moment. But everyone, have a good night. And bring back our Seattle SuperSonics, baby.